Arian, application of the term. Arian, in theology, one who adheres to the doctrines of Arius and his school. Arius was a presbyter of the Church of Alexandria in the 4th century. He held that the Son was begotten of the Father, and therefore not co-eternal nor consubstantial with the Father, but created by and subordinate to the Father, though possessing a similar nature. The name Arian is given in theology not only to all those who adopt this particular view of the nature of Christ, but also to all those who, holding to the divine nature of Christ, yet maintain his dependence upon and subordination to the Father in the Godhead. As a class, the Arians accept the Scriptures as a divinely inspired and authoritative book, and declare their doctrines to be sustained by its teachings. The Century Dictionary Encyclopedia, Volume I, Art, Arian, p. 808, Arians, pages 41, 385, 477, 479, 486, 488, 490. Arianism, Doctrine of Arianism, one of the most powerful and tenacious heresies in the history of the Church, so called from Arius, a presbyter of Alexandria, who first reduced the doctrine to a clear expression, and made it the subject of public agitation in church and state. It involves the question of the divinity of Christ and his relation to the Father, and indirectly the whole dogma of the Trinity. It led to a series of violent controversies which, during the 4th century, shook the Roman Empire, especially in the East, to its very base. TP 155. The Father alone is God, He alone is unbegotten, eternal, wise, good, unchangeable. He is separated by an infinite chasm from man, and there is no real mediation between them. God cannot create the world directly, but only through an agent, the Logos, who is himself created for the purpose of creating the world. The Son of God is pre-existent before time in the world. Ik bax bbvwv chi of, prokernen chi /, and before all creatures. TTPWT stakos ktl less than RW prototokos paces xia eos, a middle being between God and the world, the perfect image of the Father, the executor of his thoughts, yea, even the creator of the world of matter, and of the Spirit. In a secondary or metaphorical sense he may be called God, Logos, and Wisdom, 0 ebs, /6 yos, rope law. But, on the other hand, Christ is himself a creature, Katiet, Irlwa, Disma, Poima, the first creature of God, through whom the Father called other creatures into existence. He is made, not of the essence of the Father, iktt esodas, ex algias, but out of nothing, f pound of 6 vtwv, exu contori / or of the will of the Father before all conceivable time, yet in time, he is therefore not eternal, and there was a time when he was not, caret v warate re or civ, apx vxi, oi greater than kfi plovia vergstrich, idro tiadrit, input o2 ken, archanekai, uken prangeneth, etoctist, neither is he unchangeable, but subject to the vicissitudes of a created being, or pinarbiesk dioio greater than srb, kragfxa ura, treptos fusios toctus mata tilde / In the last point Arius changed, having first asserted the unchangeableness of the Son, of axkitros, drepros 6v L6s, anal oiotos, adreptos ouios, unless we save his consistency by a distinction between moral and physical unchangeableness. The Son, it may be said, is changeable in his nature, pt re, fusi, but remains morally good, Acts 6s, golos, by an act of his will. With the limitation of Christ's duration is necessarily connected a limitation of his power, wisdom, and knowledge. It was expressly asserted by the Arians that the Son does not perfectly know the Father, and therefore cannot perfectly reveal him. He is essentially different from the Father. Iri pufoios t pound lyre pi, iterusios to patri tilde / in opposition to the orthodox formula d, zootiknos, homusios, and the semi-Arian 6/j. Toiafoyet, homoi asios, hence also the name heteroasiasts, and, Azetius and Anamias afterward more strongly expressed it, unlike the Father, and v6/j. Toios kclt iterlav, anamoi ios kafalziari. As to the humanity of Christ, Arius ascribed to him only a human body with an animal soul, /f/vxv fuos, suc theologos _, not a rational soul, vovs, revev, zae, pneuma, and on this point he anticipated Apollinarius, who substituted the divine logos for the human reason, but from the opposite motive of saving the unity of the divine personality of Christ. A Dictionary of Christian Biography, Smith and Weiss, Volume I, Art, Arianism, pp. 155, 156, London, John Murray, 1877.